exists a verse in the Bible that nearly no one discusses in depth. It's not hidden in obscurity, quite the opposite. It's written plainly, exposed to the eyes of everyone. Yet paradoxically, its true meaning remains elusive to most. This isn't because it's difficult to understand on an intellectual level, rather because it confronts the very hidden structures of the unconscious, the archetypal patterns, the collective symbols that shape our inner world, and consequently our external reality. Like a mysterious symbol inscribed in the depths of the psyche, this verse functions as a cryptogram, a sacred key to unlock the inner vault of potential, prosperity, and spiritual awakening. It is a fragment of the divine self, a spark of the Creator embedded within the archetypal blueprint of human consciousness. When rightly understood, it has the profound power to dissolve ancestral curses, awaken hidden talents, heal silent wounds and traumas stored deep within the subconscious layers, and ignite the process of living in alignment with one's true purpose. Perhaps in your journey, this verse has been merely overlooked or dismissed as a simple religious phrase, but I invite you to see it with new eyes that recognize that within it lies the entire architecture of creation and manifestation. And here's the truth. This verse is not a moral command or a religious dogma. It is an energetic code, a portal into the divine technology that animates all life. Before I reveal what this powerful verse is, I want you to feel this deeply. Have you ever wondered why some individuals seem to effortlessly experience miracles, abundance, and dreams fulfilled, while others, despite their faith and efforts, remain trapped in a desert of unmet longing? Why do some seem to live in the overflow of life while others are perpetually thirsting and striving? The answer lies in the inner dimension, the realm of the subconscious and archetypes, that largely determines what manifests in the outer world. For many, the promise of abundance appears as a distant, unreachable goal, something to be deserved through effort, sacrifice, or moral worthiness. But, according to the deepest truths of creation, this is a misconception. The universe responds to your vibrational frequency, which is rooted in your inner self and subconscious beliefs. Napoleon Hill famously declared, "Faith is the only known remedy against failure." But what does that really mean? Not a passive belief, but a fierce decision. An act of conscious inner alignment, deciding, vibrationally, that what you desire is already in your possession. This verse, like a secret password woven into the fabric of the scriptures, hidden in plain sight among Psalms, Proverbs, and parables, is a divine command encoded in symbols. It's a call to awaken from the collective sleep of unconsciousness and to remember your divine inheritance. It asks not for effort or sacrifice, but for awareness, presence, and acceptance. It requires no merit beyond the acknowledgement that on the interior level, the realm of the archetypes and the collective unconscious, it already is. Have you truly grasped this with a whole heart, so deeply that your inner world aligns with the divine blueprint? Because when that realization takes root, something shifts. An inner transformation occurs. It isn't merely external happenstance. It's the inner alchemy of consciousness, turning into reality. The external circumstances bend, shift, and respond because your inner archetypes, your core self, are now in harmony with the divine principles of creation. Many individuals live as unconsciously reactive beings, caught in a cycle of external cause and internal effect. This is the trap of the ego, which perceives itself separate from the source. But the spiritual path beckons us toward the awakening of the self, the realization that you are both the creator and the creation. This is where Carl Jung's teachings resonate. The journey of individuation, of integrating the conscious and unconscious, of recognizing the divine imprints, archetypes, within your own soul. When you understand that the divine within you echoes the eternal omnipotent origin, your perception shifts. Now, I invite you to take a deep breath and consciously step into this awareness. Feel the presence of that divine spark within you. This is not a metaphor. It is the core of your being, the divine archetype that can shape worlds. This awareness is ancient. It's in the DNA of your consciousness, waiting for activation. Because mastery over reality begins with mastery of the inner image, the archetype you hold of yourself. Here's the verse, the password that unlocks divine power, Romans 4:17. It states, "As it is written, I have made you a father of many nations, in the presence of him who believed, God, who gives life to the dead and calls into existence the things that do not exist as though they already did." This isn't poetic language. It is a statement of divine operational law, calling into existence the things that are not yet manifest as if they already were. Contemplate that deeply. This is the machinery of creation, an active, divine process rooted in the archetype of the Creator within. When you speak from that place, you activate the divine blueprint, calling forth realities from the invisible into the realm of form. It's akin to Jung's concept of the self, an inner totality that, when consciously acknowledged and consciously aligned, becomes the center of power and the source of manifesting your destiny. Science verifies this truth. Your brain, your quantum field, your entire biological system responds to your mental images and emotional states. Bruce Lipton reminds us, the cells in our body respond more to energy than to chemistry, and that by entering a state of conviction, feeling as if what you desire already exists, you are reprogramming your inner field, setting the stage for external reality to conform. Neville Goddard emphasized that imagining with emotion acts as a gateway for the divine archetype of creation to animate your desires. Here's an inspiring story. A woman named Eliane was drowning in debt. During a service, she heard this verse, Romans 4:17, and it entered her subconscious like a seed. She did something seemingly crazy. She created a folder of paid bills, printed invoices, and stamped each one with "Paid in Jesus' name." Without external evidence, she declared internally and aloud, "Thank you, I am already prosperous because in spirit it already is." 2 months later, her circumstances shifted completely, not because she followed a linear cause and effect, but because her inner archetype changed, resonating with abundance. This is the core of the process. When the inner image shifts, the outer world follows as an expression of that archetypal truth. Living in lack becomes an inner dissonance, an unconscious contradiction to your divine blueprint. But a conscious activation of this verse realigns your subconscious, your inner self, your divine archetype, to reflect abundance, health, love, and prosperity. Always remember, the universe doesn't respond to your wishes, it responds to your core vibrational state, your identity. Neville Goddard once said, "You attract what you are," and this truth is a profound Jungian principle. Your outer life reflects your unconscious perceptions of self. If you see yourself as separate or unworthy, the universe mirrors that belief. If you see yourself as whole and divine, that truth manifests outwardly. This leads us to the vital practice. When you truly embody this awareness, you are crossing the bridge from the realm of hopes to the realm of instant manifestation. The bridge is the sacred space where spirit turns into matter, a threshold that only exists when you consciously step into it through faith as an act of inner creation. Here's your call to action. Hold a symbol, an object, a note, representing your divine inheritance. Declare boldly, "I receive what already belongs to me, because the Spirit of the Creator resides in me, and I manifest the reality already written." Keep this symbol in your awareness, carry it in your mind, and anchor its meaning in your subconscious. This is the act of calling the archetype into form. Now, I invite you to share your thoughts. What does this verse awaken in your consciousness? How will you activate your inner archetype today? Comment below and share your insights or your own story. When we share our experiences, we activate a collective consciousness, an interconnected archetype that strengthens the divine blueprint within every one of us. Remember, between the invisible realm of pure potentiality and the tangible material world lies a sacred moment, whose crossing is rooted in faith, a conscious act of the inner self. The divine calls forth, and your task is to align your vibration with that calling. The universe responds not to wishful thinking, but to the vibrational frequency of your true self. your divine essence. So today ask yourself, if you knew beyond doubt that you are a divine heir, how would you stand in the face of life's challenges? How would you comport yourself in moments of crisis? How would you pray, declare, and embody your divine identity? Because everything would shift, walls would give way, doors would open, and the universe itself would respond to your inherent authority. This verse, Romans 4:17, is a sacred covenant. It reveals how the divine self operates and provides us with the blueprint for co-creating with the universe. It reminds us that we are not separate from divine power but embedded within it, archetypes of divine creativity, waiting for consciousness to awaken them. So, I invite you now to participate actively. Gaze into your own eyes in the mirror, see beyond your surface and declare with conviction, I am the one who calls into existence the things that do not yet appear, because the Spirit of the Creator dwells within me. I manifest the reality that has already been inscribed in the eternal book of being. Write this affirmation down, place it where you will see it every day for a week, and train your subconscious to accept this truth. Allow this sacred word to live within you because that's how reality is truly changed. In closing, remember this. The most profound aspect of this process is that you are not just waiting for your life to change. You are the divine power that calls the new into being. Your inner archetype, the divine self, holds the keys to infinite possibilities. When you consciously align with that inner truth, you step onto the sacred bridge, by faith, and transcend the illusion of separation. Join me in this reflection and comment below. What does this verse awaken in your soul? How will you activate your divine archetype today? Together, let's elevate our collective consciousness and step into the fullness of our true selves. Because in truth, you are not a mortal passing through life. You are an eternal creator, calling forth realities from the depths of the divine within. So, at this moment, repeat to yourself, I receive, it is already mine. And write in the comments, I receive, it is already mine. Let's create together a current of energy that reinforces the truth that you are a conscious creator of your life. I await your comment and your choice to activate this powerful statement. Your rebirth begins here and now with a simple phrase, which is also a key to access the infinity of possibilities that already belong to you.